All right. So riding the basket bike around, it's been great. It's been summer, so I haven't really have to worry about riding home after dark too much because I go to bed early. But we are going to start worrying about lights. It is getting darker, lights are safe, and this bike needs some. So I found a little old Super Blaze kit at a garage sale. $10, very nice deal. So we're going to install the front and the rear light. I've already kind of mocked up the front. Pretty simple. Usually it's got this little round clamp that goes around the handlebar. Pops into this little cam. Come on, bed. And then you can flip the cam to tighten it down around the handlebar. But I've got all this baskety stuff sort of blocking the handlebars. I could really put it right up here. Very awkward. And then what happens is it shines all of its light on whatever you have in your basket. So it either gets blocked or just reflects on all that stuff right in your eyes. It's terrible. I've seen people mount them on their forks, which is fine. I've often drilled a little hole in these basket legs and put a little chunk of handlebar or a little, they actually make light mounts for it now. Some headset spacers for 1 1/8" threadless with a star nut in it. And a bolt, you can bolt those on and then you can clamp the light right onto the basket here. Nice and subtle, out of the way, won't get bashed on stuff. It's more subtle, so it's less likely to get stolen. For now, I'm just going to mount it right onto the basket itself, going around a couple of these wires. I'm just going to mount it just like you would if it was a handlebar, even though it's just 2 little wires instead of a big chunk of handlebar. It's on there, but since this is 2 wires instead of a round, it's a little awkward. I don't want it to fall off, so I'm going to use a zip tie. Just to zip tie the little quick release cam shut. So it can't just pop off and get lost. Yay, and I'll trim that afterwards. Now this light was real old, so the batteries had corroded and didn't work. So I pulled the batteries out and sandpaper off the corrosion, and now it works great. Never use the flashy strobe setting. Everyone thinks that's safer. It just attracts attention from drunks. It makes the world seem weird. I usually just use it on one of the brighter settings. With this weird way with the zip tie too, it can kind of angle it down a little bit too. Aim it more at the road if you want. That's a good start. Eventually I'll drill it down here and put a mount on when I find a good deal on one. They're very expensive now. Or I'll make one out of spare parts, which is always fun. And I'll do a video on that. Now for the tail light, they come with 2 little mounts. So one is for seat posts. It's a universal size and has little rubber shims in it. So you can sort of shim it to whatever size seat post you have. The other one is like a seat stay mount. So if I wanted, I could bolt it to this fat stay, kind of more out of the way, but I think this stay is really too fat. If I came down here below, yeah, this would work great if the candy bosses weren't right in the way to hit the light. So that won't really work either. Put the light on upside down, do lots of weird stuff. So we'll probably go seat post, which makes life a little hard for the stand. So for this, it's just a screw that holds the little light bracket on. So just have to unscrew it. Now we have to open it up, put it around the seat post, and figure out which shims and how much, if any, we need for the seat post. Very loosey-goosey. We'll try just the thick shim. If you don't have these shims, you find an old bracket. Lots of bike shops have these lying around, or you can use an old chunky inner tube and sort of cut your own shims. So you guys use duct tape, but then the heat messes with the stickiness of the tape, and it'll get all gooey and come loose. Oh, that thick one, I think, will be just fine. This old light has a battery. I thought it was kind of dim, but honestly, that's pretty bright. Super flash. Or you can put it on just solid, which is a much smarter choice. Doesn't attract drunk drivers. Still lets people know you're there. Clip it onto this little quick release bracket. See if we can find a spot that's as low as possible so it doesn't interfere with bike stands and grabbing it. still easy to get on and off. I raise it just a little bit. Now, screw it on, and the screw will hold the clamp secured to the seat post, and it'll hold this little adjustable quick release bracket onto the clamp. That's on there, but we want to make sure we can still fit our fat fingers in around all these quick release seat post binders. I got cable here. Hey, all right. Comes right off. So I can pop it off so it won't get stolen when parked out in front of the bar. The front also has a quick release, which is nice. So even though it's zip tied on, the light slides right off just by pushing the little button down. So we are golden. I have definitely forgotten many, many lights on bikes at bars and gotten stolen. I switched to generator lights for years and years and years, which are built into the hub just like an alternator on your car. So whenever you're riding the bike, it's spinning the wheel, it's powering the generator, it's charging your lights. So you don't have to think about it. So this will be a bit of a learning curve. It's been years since I've ridden a bike with battery lights. But that is it, on and off. Super easy peasy. All right. So here you can see the round handlebar mount is going around 2 of the wires of the basket. Boop. And the little quick release cam zip tied up. And on the rear you can see the nice clamp with the little shim inside. Just goes right on the seat post. Screw holds it right in. Here's the quick release lever. So we can slide the light right out. Slide the light right back in. Front is the same. You just push it down. It's awkward with one hand. And the light just slides right forward. And then when you go to put it back on, it just slides right back on. Clicks into place. Easy peasy basket bike lemon squeezy. Maybe next we'll do the saddle, because that one that came on this bike is not great. And I have a few others floating around from garage sales and whatnot. I'll give them a try. You might also notice my tool board, if you follow those videos, has gotten quite a few more tools on it. I found some other bulk tool buys on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I scored 7 or 8 cool tools for a small price, barely used. Always a good time. Thanks for watching.